I cannot believe it is the beginning of another year. What in the world happened to last year? It seemed like it went by so fast, and I look back and I think, oh gosh, did I get more things right than wrong, or more things wrong than right? And what would I do over? And how am I going to do better this year? And I just take a huge look at last year, and I think, what do I want to hold on to this year? What is it that I want to hold on to in the new year that I don't want to release? And of course, I'll always hold on to a good cup of coffee and working out at the Y, and listening to country music and planting flowers in my yard. And I'll always hold on to that bag of popcorn at the movies and eat the whole bag, all of which soothes my soul. These are some of the things that I'll hold on to in the new year. Another thing that I will hold on to is a very special memory, and I've got a lot of special memories from last year. But one special memory actually was just this last week of the new year, when I found myself moving slowly. I was just trying to get my thoughts together for the day, and because of the holidays, I felt out of rhythm of my normal routine, and I felt a little overwhelmed with a long to-do list that demanded my attention between home and office. You've been there. You wake up and it's New Year's and you think, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed, I'm overcome, where do I begin? I haven't put my Christmas decorations away, and you just, all those thoughts, it's so much more fun to put them out than put them away. And then you've got to wrap your head around the new year. And I was kind of in that attention mode of thought, and I was waiting on a serviceman to show up for some home maintenance so I could get to the office and start my year off. And then the phone rang. And this is where a special memory that I'll hold on to this year comes in. I didn't recognize the number on caller ID, but the name was all too familiar. "Susan," she said, "it's Elaine. Happy New Year, darling. How are you?" And of course, I smiled from ear to ear, just hearing her unforgettable voice and feeling the warmth of her love over the phone. You see, I had known Elaine since I was in college. She lived across the street from my mom and dad in Florida, and was my mom's best friend for what seemed like forever. She was an intricate part of my family's daily life. I wore her wedding dress when I married Bill. She celebrated the birth of my children. She tucked me in the bed at night when my mom died, and grieved with me when Bill died. I remember so well Elaine and Mom celebrated any and every holiday with great zest and enthusiasm. That's probably where I get that from. I love to celebrate holidays and life and just celebrate. But they especially love the 4th of July, and I just want to share with you. I just want to take a minute and just share with you, because you'll laugh. I know you will. The tradition for our 4th of July was always a sheet cake decorated in red, white, and blue flags with little toothpick flags on the top. And it was a red, white, and blue paper tablecloth for the picnic table in Elaine's backyard, and she had matching red, white, and blue plates, and we always wore the same stars and stripe headbands and matching red t-shirts for pictures, which I still have. I mean, let's just say we were kind of ultra tacky and kind of overdid it, but then can you ever overdo it for the 4th of July? Sparklers, not sparkles, but they did sparkle. But the sparklers glittered at dusk dark as we waved them in the air, as if we could at that moment in time sparkle the world with our laughter. Elaine is now 85 years old and lives alone. But of course, you can imagine she has lots of friends, as she always has. I haven't seen her in years, but I call her a couple of times during the year, and she always calls me at Christmas. But this past Christmas, she didn't call until New Year's, that first week of New Year's. Perfect timing to get me back on track, because you see, her words not only encouraged me, but helped me to put my life in perspective for the day and even the new year. Her life had been tested with pain and heartache over the years, but she stands firm in her unwavering faith, and she leans on the everlasting arms of Jesus each day. She shares how every day when she wakes up, she says, "Good morning, God. I can't handle today alone, so I'm depending on you to help me." And then she said, "Susan, I don't know how people live every day without God. I talk to him all day long. I couldn't have gotten through death and hard times, health problems, and bad circumstances without Jesus." And I just, that encouraged me. I thought to myself, do I know this in my head and heart? Yes, I know this, and I hope you do too. Do we need to hear it again and again from people like Elaine, that God puts in our path at just the right moment when we need it the most? Yes, we do. Let me be your Elaine today, as I remind you that God will never leave you or forsake you in the new year. Greet him every morning and give him your day. Talk to him all day long. Depend on him to meet your needs through the good times and the hard times as you face this year. Hold on to those things, those special memories that encourage you, your hope, your trust, your faith, your courage, your persevering spirit, a positive attitude, a grateful heart. And if you don't have those things, now is the time for new beginnings, to learn more and to instill more of Jesus in your heart. Then perhaps when we are 85 years old, we can share the wisdom of our years with God to encourage someone, like Elaine encouraged me, or like perhaps I can encourage you. I don't know what you're facing this year. I don't know what I'm facing this year. There is the unknown that comes with every year. But we know that Christ is our anchor, and in the midst of the storm, we know that we have that unwavering faith in him, and that he will hold us securely in his arms. I would like to think that I can be your Elaine today and encourage you, and that you will remember our time together, and that you will remember that unwavering faith is the one thing that you want to hold on to. That one thing that you want to bring with you, that will instill that hope, that trust, that courage, that spirit and attitude and heart. Greet God every morning. Share with him your heart, the good times and the hard times. And I pray that you will have a grateful and a blessed new year. May your memories be sweet, and may next year you be able to say, "Hey, I'm going to be an Elaine to someone this year. I'm going to give someone a call or write someone a note and encourage them like I have been encouraged." I send you my love and a big hug for the new year. This is Susan. See you next month.